Ladies and gentlemen, my friends, I want you to understand something today that is very simple, but incredibly powerful. The first step to activating your miracle is faith in action. So many people believe in miracles, they talk about them, they hope for them, they dream about them. But very few actually step into the place where faith becomes alive, where belief moves from the mind to the heart, and from the heart into action. Faith is not passive. Faith is not waiting for something to happen. Faith is a decision, a posture of the heart, a declaration that you will trust God's power to work in your life, no matter what the circumstances look like today. You see, every great miracle begins with a seed. That seed is planted when you choose to believe. It doesn't matter if the world has told you it is impossible. It doesn't matter if people have laughed at your dreams, or disrespected you, or tried to diminish your value. When you believe, when you truly hold on to faith, you are creating space in your life for God's power to operate. The moment you choose to believe in the unseen, the moment you step into trust without needing visible proof, the supernatural begins to manifest. That is how ordinary people experience extraordinary breakthroughs. Faith in action also teaches us patience and perseverance. You may plant the seed today, but it may not blossom tomorrow. Yet, just as the farmer waters the soil day after day, even without seeing immediate growth, your faith must continue to move. You must continue to pray, to declare, to act, to walk in integrity, even when circumstances seem delayed. Delays are not denials. They are opportunities for your faith to strengthen, to grow, to stretch you into a position where the miracle will not only meet your need, but will transform your life. And when the miracle comes, you will realize that it was your persistent faith, your refusal to give up, that prepared you for it. Now, I want you to see the difference between believing in miracles and having faith in action. Believing is knowing something is possible. Faith in action is choosing to move in obedience, to speak words of life, to make decisions that align with what you believe, even when fear and doubt knock at your door. It is standing tall when the world expects you to shrink. It is refusing to retaliate when others disrespect you, because your faith understands that God's plan for your life is higher than any insult or opposition. Your faith becomes a shield, a force, a channel through which blessings flow. Faith also shapes your perspective. When you choose to act in faith, your eyes begin to see possibilities instead of problems. Your ears begin to hear opportunities instead of complaints. Your heart begins to feel hope instead of despair. And this shift in perspective is powerful, because miracles are not just about changing your circumstances. They are about transforming your inner world so that you can recognize, receive, and respond to God's goodness. Every time you choose faith over fear, trust over worry, action over inaction, you are moving closer to the miraculous life that is waiting for you. So, as we stand on the threshold of December 7, I want you to prepare your heart. Plant the seeds of faith today. Speak words of hope. Take steps that align with your beliefs, and refuse to let disrespect, doubt, or fear dictate your actions. Let your faith rise above every obstacle, every disappointment, every negative word, and let it guide you into a reality where miracles are not just stories you hear, they are experiences you live. Because faith in action is not theoretical, it is practical, it is real, and it is transformative. Remember this: the miracle begins not in the circumstances, not in the people around you, but in the heart that refuses to quit believing. Faith in action unlocks doors that logic cannot open, creates opportunities that the world cannot see, and moves mountains that the mind cannot move. And today I am telling you, if you will plant that seed of faith, nurture it, and walk in obedience, your miracle is not only possible, it is inevitable. My friends, as we continue on this journey toward activating your miracle, we must understand the value of respect and its profound role in our lives. Respect is not merely a polite gesture or a social formality. Respect is the currency of relationships, the foundation on which trust is built, and the atmosphere in which blessings can flourish. When you honor others, when you treat people with dignity, you align yourself with a principle that transcends human understanding. And even more importantly, when you recognize your own worth, when you refuse to allow disrespect to define you, you position yourself to receive the miraculous in ways that the world cannot measure. Yet, my friends, we live in a world where disrespect comes in many forms. It can be subtle, a cold glance, a dismissive word, a decision made without your input, or it can be blatant, a public insult or betrayal. And in these moments, the natural reaction of the human heart is often anger, resentment, or the desire to retaliate. But I am telling you today that the way you respond to disrespect is a spiritual test, a moment where your faith can either rise or falter. You see, when others seek to diminish you, they are not the ones holding the power. The power lies in your response, in the choice you make to maintain your dignity, to act with wisdom, and to trust that God is working on your behalf. Understanding respect begins with understanding yourself. Know who you are and whose you are. Know that your value is not determined by the opinions of others, but by the inherent worth placed within you by God. When you are secure in your identity, you can respond to disrespect with grace rather than aggression, with patience rather than bitterness, with faith rather than fear. You begin to see that disrespect is not a wall that blocks your path, but a stepping stone that can elevate you into a higher level of spiritual maturity and personal growth. Moreover, respect is also about perception and education. Sometimes people act disrespectfully not out of malice, but out of ignorance. They do not understand the depth of your vision, the magnitude of your calling, or the power that lies within your faith. In these situations, your response becomes an opportunity to teach, to guide, and to exemplify the principles that govern a life of integrity. You can show them, through calmness, consistency, and love, that true strength is not measured by dominance or harsh words, but by the ability to maintain composure and purpose in the face of provocation. When you encounter disrespect, it is essential to pause and reflect. Ask yourself, what lesson can I learn from this moment? How can I grow stronger, wiser, and more faithful because of it? Every encounter that challenges your patience is an opportunity to exercise your spiritual muscles. Every slight, every insult, every attempt to belittle you is a chance to rise above the natural reaction and choose a path that aligns with your higher calling. This is how miracles are activated, not by avoiding conflict, but by transforming conflict into a platform for divine intervention. Let me remind you that respect is also about boundaries. It is one thing to respond with grace, but it is another to allow ongoing mistreatment. Faith in action includes knowing when to forgive, when to teach, and when to step away, in order to protect your heart and your purpose. When you set healthy boundaries rooted in self-respect, you create space for God's power to move freely. You remove distractions, negativity, and energies that could hinder your breakthrough. And in that space, miracles are free to enter, unrestricted by the chaos of disordered relationships. Finally, remember this: respect begets respect. When you maintain your integrity and respond with love and wisdom, you not only honor yourself, but you influence those around you. People take notice. Situations shift. Doors that once seemed closed begin to open. Opportunities arise where there was once opposition. And through it all, your faith is strengthened, your character refined, and your path toward the miraculous illuminated. So, as we approach the threshold of December 7, understand that how you handle disrespect is more than a test of patience. It is a gateway to blessing. Choose faith over fear, grace over anger, wisdom over impulse. Let every encounter with disrespect become an opportunity to demonstrate the power, the strength, and the dignity that reside within you. Your response today can determine the miracle you experience tomorrow. My friends, as we continue, I want you to understand something vital. Every moment of disrespect, every challenge, every obstacle you face can become a doorway to growth. Many people react to disrespect with anger, resentment, or even revenge. They allow the words and actions of others to define their emotions and control their lives. But I tell you today, there is a higher way, a path that transforms what seems like pain into a platform for miracles. When you learn to respond with wisdom and faith, you can turn disrespect into a catalyst for personal growth and divine opportunity. Disrespect is not a punishment, it is a test of character. It is a moment designed to show you the strength of your faith, the depth of your patience, and the maturity of your heart. When someone disrespects you, it is easy to react impulsively, to lash out, or to allow bitterness to take root. But I am telling you, the moment you choose a higher response, you break a cycle of negativity and open the door to transformation. The challenge is not about the other person. It is about you. It is about how you choose to respond, how you allow your heart to be shaped by faith, rather than shaped by offense. The first step in transforming disrespect into growth is awareness. Recognize the situation for what it truly is. Often, disrespect reflects the fears, insecurities, or ignorance of the person who is acting out. Their actions do not define your worth. They do not limit your potential. When you can separate their behavior from your identity, you begin to reclaim your power. You begin to see that disrespect is not an obstacle but a mirror, reflecting areas where your faith can grow stronger and your patience can deepen. Next, we must respond with intentionality. You see, reaction without thought keeps us in bondage, while response with purpose leads to freedom. When you are intentional in your response, you choose not to allow the negativity of others to dictate your life. You maintain your dignity, you protect your peace, and you create space for your blessings to manifest. This does not mean ignoring injustice or being passive. It means addressing situations with clarity, courage, and love, always aligned with the principles that guide your faith. One of the most powerful tools in transforming disrespect is perspective. When you face disrespect, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can this moment strengthen my character? How can I grow spiritually, emotionally, and mentally through this experience? Every slight, every insult, every betrayal carries a lesson. It is an opportunity to practice humility, patience, forgiveness, and resilience. And when you embrace this perspective, you no longer see disrespect as a threat. You see it as a challenge designed to elevate you into a higher plane of faith and purpose. Action is the next critical step. Growth comes not from passive reflection alone, but from deliberate steps toward improvement. Use the experience to refine your character, to strengthen your faith, and to become a person who responds with love and integrity, even when others cannot. Each time you choose patience over anger, understanding over judgment, and faith over fear, you lay the foundation for miracles. Your response creates an atmosphere where God's power can move, where opportunities can appear, and where your life can be transformed in ways you never imagined. Finally, understand that transforming disrespect into growth is a journey, not a one-time event. You will face many situations that test your patience and challenge your faith. Each encounter is a chance to practice, to learn, and to strengthen the principles that govern a life of purpose. And as you do, you will notice a remarkable change. You will become unshakable, your peace will be unbreakable, and your capacity for miracles will expand beyond what you ever thought possible. Remember this: disrespect is not your enemy. Your response is your power. Your growth is your miracle. When you choose to rise above offense, to respond with wisdom, and to allow every challenge to refine your heart, you position yourself to receive blessings that surpass understanding. You turn moments of pain into stepping stones, obstacles into opportunities, and tests into triumphs. Your ability to transform disrespect into growth is the key to unlocking the miracle that is waiting for you. My friends, as we continue on this journey toward activating your miracle, I want you to focus on a very special day, December 7. This is not just another day on the calendar. This is a day that holds spiritual significance, a day that can mark the beginning of transformation in your life. Every date carries energy, every moment carries opportunity, and certain days are set aside for breakthroughs and miracles. December 7 is one of those days. It is a day when your faith, your preparation, and your actions can intersect to create something extraordinary. You see, miracles are not random. They do not simply happen by chance. They are birthed when preparation meets opportunity. When you understand the spiritual significance of December 7 and approach it with intentionality, your heart and mind are aligned with the flow of divine favor. This day can become a turning point, a day when what has been stagnant begins to move, when what has been delayed finally manifests, and when doors that seemed closed swing wide open. But for this to happen, you must come prepared. You must approach this day with expectation, clarity, and faith. Preparation begins with awareness. Reflect on what you desire to see change in your life. Identify the areas where you need breakthrough, perhaps in your relationships, your career, your health, or your spiritual walk. Write them down, declare them, and visualize them. December 7 is the perfect day to focus your energy on these goals, because when you concentrate your faith and intention on a specific time, the universe begins to respond. This is not magic, it is the law of alignment. Your mind, your spirit, and your actions all work together to create conditions where miracles can manifest. But awareness alone is not enough. You must also act. Take deliberate steps in preparation for this day. This may mean cleansing your heart of unforgiveness, strengthening your faith through prayer, or stepping out in courage to address situations that require resolution. When you act in alignment with your intentions, you are planting seeds that will bloom on December 7. Even the smallest steps, when taken with purpose and faith, are magnified by the divine. The universe responds to those who are willing to move, who are willing to prepare, and who are willing to believe. December 7 is also a day for reflection and gratitude. As you approach it, look back at how far you have come. Recognize the challenges you have overcome, the lessons you have learned, and the strength you have gained through adversity. Gratitude shifts your perspective and opens your heart to receive even more. When you enter a significant day with a heart full of thanks, you are not only acknowledging what has been, but you are also creating space for greater blessings. The law of faith operates most powerfully in hearts that are grateful, humble, and expectant. Now, I want you to see that December 7 is not just about what you do in one day, it is about the cumulative effect of your faith and preparation leading up to it. Every moment of prayer, every act of faith, every time you choose patience over fear, integrity over compromise, or love over resentment, all of these create momentum that converges on this day. It is the accumulation of these actions that allows miracles to manifest. This is why preparation, reflection, and intentional action are so important. You cannot expect a miracle without aligning your life with the principles that invite divine intervention. Finally, approach December 7 with expectation. Believe that something extraordinary can happen. Declare that breakthrough, healing, restoration, or abundance will manifest. Speak it, see it in your mind, and feel it in your heart. Expectation is not wishful thinking, it is faith in motion. When you enter this day with confidence, clarity, and conviction, you are stepping into a realm where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Doors open, chains are broken, and what was impossible becomes possible. Remember, my friends, December 7 is not just another day. It is a day set aside for miracles, a day where preparation, faith, and action intersect. It is a day to align your heart, mind, and spirit with divine purpose, a day to declare your intentions boldly, and a day to step into the transformation that is waiting for you. Prepare, act, and believe, and your miracle will not be delayed. My friends, as we continue on this journey toward activating your miracle, I want to talk about the power of focused spiritual practices, prayer, meditation, and visualization. These are not mere routines or rituals. They are tools, channels through which your faith can take shape, through which your intentions can be clarified, and through which the divine can move in your life. If you truly desire to see miracles manifest, you must learn to engage both your heart and your mind in a way that aligns with God's purpose. Prayer, meditation, and visualization are the instruments that allow this alignment to happen. Prayer is the foundation. It is the language of faith. When you pray, you are not simply asking for something. You are entering into a conversation with the source of all power. You are declaring your dependence, expressing your trust, and opening your heart to receive. But prayer is not effective when it is hurried or distracted. It is powerful when it is intentional, when every word is filled with faith, and when your heart truly believes that the miraculous can happen. Pray not only for your needs, but also for the wisdom to act, for the courage to overcome challenges, and for the insight to recognize opportunities that others cannot see. Prayer sets the stage for miracles by aligning your will with divine purpose. Meditation is the practice that follows prayer. It is the stillness, the quiet, the space in which your spirit can hear guidance. In the business of life, it is easy to miss the subtle movements of the divine. Meditation allows you to focus, to clear your mind of distractions, and to become aware of the possibilities that surround you. When you meditate, you are not only calming your mind, you are tuning into the frequencies of faith, clarity, and divine wisdom. It is in this space that solutions are revealed, that insight is gained, and that your heart is prepared to act on the direction you have received. Meditation strengthens your connection to your purpose and amplifies the power of your prayers. Visualization is the final, crucial piece. To visualize is to see with the eyes of faith what has not yet manifested with the eyes of the body. It is to create a mental picture of the breakthrough, the blessing, the miracle that you desire. When you visualize with clarity and intensity, you are planting a seed in your mind and spirit. You are telling your heart that what you believe is not only possible but inevitable. Visualization strengthens your faith by making the unseen tangible. It bridges the gap between desire and reality, between hope and manifestation. When combined with prayer and meditation, visualization becomes a powerful tool that brings your intentions to life. It is important to understand that these practices work together, like three parts of a single engine. Prayer is the ignition, meditation is the guidance system, and visualization is the fuel that drives your faith forward. None of them work in isolation. And the strongest miracles come when they are used in harmony. Engage in prayer with sincerity, meditate with patience, and visualize with vivid clarity. When you do this, your spirit, mind, and heart are aligned, and the energy you release has the power to move mountains. Consistency is also key. Miracles are rarely instantaneous in the natural sense. They require persistence, repetition, and dedication. Daily engagement in these practices strengthens your faith, trains your mind to expect the miraculous, and prepares your heart to receive it. Even a few focused minutes each day can make a profound difference over time. The cumulative effect of persistent prayer, meditation, and visualization is that your life begins to shift in ways that are often subtle at first, but ultimately powerful and unmistakable. Finally, remember that these practices are not just about asking for what you want. They are about aligning yourself with the flow of divine purpose. They train your heart to trust, your mind to focus, and your spirit to act. They prepare you for December 7 and for every other moment when your faith and intention can intersect to create breakthrough. They remind you that miracles are not random events. They are the result of preparation, alignment, and persistent faith. Engage in prayer, meditate with focus, and visualize with conviction, and you will see your life transform before your eyes. My friends, now we arrive at the final step, the moment where everything we have discussed comes together. The activation of your miracle. You have learned the power of faith in action, the importance of respect, the transformation that comes from responding to challenges, the significance of December 7, and the practices of prayer, meditation, and visualization. But all of this knowledge, all of this preparation, will only bear fruit when you take deliberate, intentional steps to activate the miracle that is waiting for you. Activation is not passive. It is a conscious choice to move, to declare, and to trust. To activate your miracle, the first thing you must do is believe without reservation. Belief is the spark, the invisible energy that moves what is seen and unseen. You must move beyond mere hope and step into unwavering faith. Say to yourself, my miracle is coming. It is on its way. I will receive it. Speak it, feel it, see it. Do not allow doubt or fear to creep in, even for a moment. When your heart and mind are united in belief, you create a force that draws the miraculous toward you. The universe, the spiritual realm, responds to faith that is confident, consistent, and courageous. The next step is declaration. Your words have power. They carry authority. When you declare what you are believing for, you are setting the stage for manifestation. Speak your miracle into existence. Do not whisper it timidly, proclaim it boldly. Say, I am healed. I am prosperous. I am blessed. I am victorious. Every time you declare your miracle with faith-filled words, you align your spirit with the outcome you desire. The act of speaking is an act of activation. It moves energy, it shifts circumstances, and it signals to the spiritual realm that you are ready to receive. Action must follow belief and declaration. Miracles often require your cooperation. You cannot sit idle and expect blessings to simply fall into your lap. Take steps that align with your faith. If your miracle involves career advancement, prepare, work diligently, and step out in courage to pursue opportunities. If it involves relationships, act with love, patience, and forgiveness. If it involves health, care for your body, mind, and spirit. Each action, when taken in faith, is a signal that you are ready, that you are aligned, and that you are actively participating in the unfolding of your miracle. Faith without works is incomplete. Action without faith is directionless. The two must work together. Gratitude is another key element in activating your miracle. Thank God for what has already been done, for what is in progress, and for what is yet to come. Gratitude opens the door to abundance. It shifts your focus from lack to plenty, from fear to faith. When you express sincere thankfulness, you create a magnetic field that attracts the very blessings you seek. Your heart becomes fertile ground, ready to receive the harvest that your faith, action, and intention have been cultivating. Patience and persistence are essential. Activation does not always mean instant results. Sometimes the miracle is working behind the scenes, rearranging circumstances, aligning people, and preparing opportunities. Do not become discouraged by delay. Understand that persistence in faith, consistency in action, and unwavering belief are what ultimately bring the miracle to completion. The longer you hold fast, the stronger your faith grows, and the more powerful the breakthrough becomes when it arrives. Finally, understand that activating your miracle is also about openness. Be willing to receive in ways you might not expect. Sometimes the miracle comes in a form different from what you envisioned, but it fulfills the need, transforms your life, and exceeds your expectation. Remain flexible, remain trusting, and remain expectant. Do not limit God's power by your imagination. Stand ready, heart open, spirit aligned, and mind focused. When your entire being is in agreement with your faith, your miracle cannot be stopped. My friends, activation is not a single event, it is a lifestyle. It is a choice to live each day in faith, to act with purpose, to respond with grace, and to expect the miraculous. It is the culmination of everything we have discussed: the belief, the respect, the growth from challenges, the significance of December 7, and the spiritual practices you have cultivated. All of these prepare you, align you, and position you to receive what has been promised. Take these steps. Believe, act, give thanks, be patient, remain open, and watch as your miracle comes to life in ways you never imagined but always deserved. Your miracle is ready. Activate it today.